Oh, look at that. Guignol.
Oh, with the peacock.
Yeah, with the peacock. He's at the Hollywood Forever Cemetery. We had him out doing some roving reporter. This is a place in Los Angeles where you go to hang out with people that have passed away in Hollywood. And apparently there are peacocks there. Who knew? Who knew that?
How cool is that? I love
How cool.
peacock.
It's so cool. Is that Pam Palmieri? What the
That
heck?
is.
How did
Am I
you get
talking
in
out of
here?
turn?
How did you
Somebody
get in
let
here?
me in. Look
Oh
out.
my God. It's so great. For those of you that don't know, we got Pam Palmieri on the show today. Special co-host guest for Lunch Therapy Barefoot Tuesday. I have my shoes on and I am taking them off right now. Got a lot going on the show today. We're going to do some broken news. We're going to look at some crazy peacocks. We're going to find out some peacock facts. There's a quiz. Yes, there's a quiz, Pam. I hope that you brought your thinking cap because there's some very difficult ones. Very difficult
Connect
ones.
to the internet.
Google. Uh-oh, no cheating.
No Google. Okay, no
No
Google.
cheating.
Okay.
There's a peacock. All right, here's one more. Two more peacocks. Peacocks like to hang out in groups. There's Guignol right there. His shoes are off. Thank God. Thank God.
Thank you, Niall.
Thanks, Guignol, for these incredible peacock videos that you transported over to our incredible show here today. Those are beautiful peacocks. I think maybe... Have you ever had a pet peacock, Pam?
No, I haven't, but I've often thought about getting one, and they're just beautiful. They require a lot of upkeep, and Michigan's not the friendliest environment for peacocks wintertime.
I gotta get myself a peacock. I'm gonna get myself a modem. 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 Peacocks make us sound like someone's strangling a baby. Is that true, Matt? Wow. I wish I had a peacock sound. I wish one of those would have made a sound. Peacocks are very loud. Guignol agrees. So glad to be here. I just wanted to tell you, first of all, our guest today, she has a show coming up in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Her own show. They're debuting stand-up comedy. Sam Hill is where it's located. This is there's a link in the show notes. Pam is an up-and-coming comedian. She's hit the ground running. Want to make sure that if you're in Ann Arbor, Michigan, that you get over there and see that. I don't know who Ann Arbor is. I'm going to have to ask Pam. I don't know what that's about. Also, no, you can't tell me now. You can't tell me now. You're going to have to tell me later. Red Bastard is something that we saw this weekend. Kamala and I went there, and whew, if you get a chance to see Red Bastard, do it. Hilarious show like no other. He really challenges the audience. Get ready to I don't know, just like have an experience with that guy. Red Bastard. That was over at the Elysian Theater in the east side of Los Angeles. Let's see. Guignol says nobody in that cemetery is getting everlasting peace. I can tell you that. Our neighbors had them, and I thought someone was being attacked in the woods. Wow. I wanted to get a peacock until you guys told me this. Or strangling. Oh, no. Come on, Todd. Come on, Todd. Watch with the language. It's middle of the afternoon. Some of us have our shoes off. I don't know. Let's get into this thing. This is the co-host, Pam Palmieri, on the show called Lunch Therapy.
For those of you that don't know me, I'm a dog lover, and my current dog is named Penny. I know what you're thinking. You're imagining a tiny wiener dog with a copper-colored coat. Truth is, she's a 100-pound Rottweiler. Coincidentally, that's what I describe myself as on my Tinder profile. When I was naming Penny, I thought about naming her after myself. That way I could talk to and about myself in the third person. Who's a good girl, Pam Palmieri? Does Pam Palmieri want a treat? Yes, she does.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Pam Palmieri. So great to have you on the show.
Thanks for having me. Good to be here.
Oh my God. So when did you start doing comedy?
My first appearance was last year, September 6th.
Oh my God. And tell me about Ann Arbor, Michigan. What's that? Where did that name come from?
So it's not from a person, it's about plants. Ann Arbor is known for trees.
I see.
So, yeah, it's more like an arbor.
Yeah, but what's the Ann? What's the Ann?
That's
Nobody
a good
knows.
question. I think I'm gonna have to research
We're
that.
gonna have to find out about that. Maybe there's some comedy there. Maybe there's a whole routine that you can do about that. I know you do something about like a local town there that's called
Grass shit.
Grass Shit. Is that really a place?
It is. I have to tell you, Joel, when I first moved here, I'd hear it on the radio and literally my head would whip around because I couldn't believe it was like, what are they talking about? And,
And they don't
yeah.
notice it sounds like grass shit?
They do not, because that's part of my bit, and people laugh hysterically because they've just heard it all their lives, so they don't think of it.
Oh my God.
And yeah,
How are you enjoying the stand-up comedy? Would you recommend it to others?
I would. It's a lot of fun and it's a lot of hard work. It's really interesting, and it's like a subculture of a cross culture. And you meet people of different backgrounds, diversity, ages, and I'm constantly Googling, like, what are they talking about?
Right. And also you're Googling like, what is their mental derangement? Because I've never met a person this messed up.
Yes. It's its own form of therapy too.
It is. It is therapeutic, right? I mean, a lot of times they say like, oh, don't you do your therapy up there at the microphone, but still it is therapeutic regardless of what you're doing.
It is. And I'm having a lot of fun. And then I'm sure that it happens to everybody. I struggle with the writing and just in between the ears, that stuff you talk to yourself like, oh my God, that was bad.
Do you struggle more before you go on stage or afterwards?
Here's the thing. I just look at it like I'm learning, and it's okay if I fall down. And so I struggle with the writing because I'll write and write and write, and I don't think it's funny. And then I'm like, let me just try a little bit of this, and people laugh. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh.
Do you find that you write more on your feet than you do with the pencil or whatever, computer?
So I do it on the computer because I do an hour a day, and I'm just not natural at it. So I have to go through a lot of different exercises, wordplay, and then just read. I mean, I've got pages and pages of stories or premises.
Yeah.
But getting to funny is
to make them funny. I did a thing that I'm going to show on the show yesterday. I did a rant, and I'm going to show that on the show here, which is sort of raw comedy, and then you kind of see like if you can shape it. You know what I mean? Anyway,
Right.
I'm going to show that. But first, we're going to breathe. You ready to breathe?
Oh, definitely.
Everybody's
My
got to
favorite
breathe.
part of the show.
All right, let's do this thing. There's the webcam showing the beautiful Southern California weather. And Pam, do you want to lead us through the 3 deep breaths?
Sure. Okay. So just, if it's more comfortable, close your eyes. I do a lot of that, and just go within and try and calm your brain and breathe in and hold it, hold it, hold it. One more, hold it, and let it go, and push it all the way up. Keep pushing. Get all that air out. Another deep breath. Now, thank you. That's a good fact. I forgot
There you
to
go.
tell you that. Okay, one more time. Deep breath all the way in. up to the crown. And as you exhale, imagine the air just going down the back of your spine. All the way down.
Down the back of my spine. That was interesting.
Yeah.
I like
Well,
it.
that was. Did you take the Kundalini class when we were in India? With did you take that? We
I
did
took
like a
every class that I could take. I wonder, did I miss the Kundalini class? No, I took that class. Can you refresh me on what we
Okay,
did in the
so
class?
when we were sitting and he talked about the Mula Bandha, and you breathe in and it goes up through, the front and all the way up and to the crown chakra, and then as you released, it went out through the spine and back down.
Wow. Shir Shemesh.
Yes, Shir Shemesh.
Shir Shemesh. I wonder what he's up to these days.
Yeah, that would
That
be
guy.
thing.
He was
hear from
amazing because he knew so much about the topic as well. So he could sit there and just lecture. And it was, not like some people that are just like hacks like myself.
Well, it's kind of interesting because as I was looking at peacocks, there was something about peacocks and a Hindu god, and I found that really interesting. And I thought of Shir. I thought he probably has a story about that Hindu god.
Did you hear the story of the peacock, Juno? This is what I read. This is a children's story. There's a peacock,
Okay.
and it asked Juno, I don't know, is Juno God? I don't know. And said, I really want to be beautiful. And so Juno gave the peacock these beautiful feathers, this big, long train of feathers. And then one day, the peacock was walking around with its beautiful feathers, and it looked up and it saw an eagle soaring in the sky. And it was sad because it had chosen beauty over freedom. I don't know. I think that's the moral of the story. Chose beauty over freedom, which I find it interesting. Maybe someone else. Yeah,
fly. Did you know that?
they fly,
They
but they fly like chickens, right?
right.
They
About
don't
300 feet.
soar. They can. It's more like jumping with large wings.
True.
Matt Wright said you would remember if you got your Kundalini unblocked. Matt, did you have your Kundalini unblocked sometime and have a crazy, psychedelic, psychosexual experience? Is that what happened? Joel, you're not a hack. Thanks, Guignol. I appreciate that. Affirmations here. All right, we're moving on. Did we get the 3 deep breaths? We got 3, right?
We did. We got our 3 deep breaths.
Boney, 3? Yep. He says 3 too. He held up 3 fingers and one of his fingers just fell off. You can just pick it up, just glue it back on. It's okay. All right, let's get into this thing. This is the ear therapy. Ear therapy. Horses. So this is Mystic Hong. He's an incredible pan player. And a horse. Matt says nope. He did not get his Kundalini unblocked. Just watched a lot of people's Kundalini stories. Pam, do you like horses? Have you ever had a horse?
I love horses.
Really?
I think you talked about taking that ride over the Hollywood Hills, on the horses where you go up over and you go back into the valley in Burbank. I did that years ago. So pretty. Because you do it at sunset, right?
Yeah, well, I did it one time for a birthday party of Tommy Hinckley. And we all got on these horses. And we rode at sunset. Yeah, it was at sunset. And then we ended up at this Mexican restaurant in the valley. Did you do that?
I did.
That was super fun. It's beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah, and then you ride back in the dark, right?
Which we did not do.
Oh, you didn't?
Because Kamala got stuck up on this really big horse, and she's not a horse rider. She's just like was like
Okay.
freaking out, and she's bouncing, and didn't quite understand even how to do it. And then we got there, and she was like, "I'm not going back there."
Especially after a couple of drinks, right?
Yeah, they had to take our horses back for us. They were not happy
wow.
about it. They were not happy.
You know what? I'm sure that's happened before.
I'm sure, but they were trying to extort money from me. They were like, I was like, "Can you take the horses back? Really sorry, pay extra if I have to." And they started to kind of ask me for a lot of money, and then I was
Oh,
like,
wow.
"Okay, how about I don't pay any money?
Yeah.
How about we do that? Because they can't like make you ride the horse back, I guess."
No, they can't.
Hoy, Clasterfan is here. We're gonna be having a contest. Maybe Clasterfan will have a question for us. I don't know. He's really good with that kind of stuff. Let's keep going. I got this crazy rant that I'm going to show you. I also have a little bit of therapy regarding pumpkins. So let's get into this. These are animals with pumpkins at the Oregon Zoo.
How adorable.
It's adorable how much they love pumpkins. All of them love pumpkins.
Well, it's very nutritious, too. And
It is.
for dogs, it settles their stomach. That's what you feed them when they have an upset tummy.
It's really good for their digestion, right? I know.
Yeah.
I'm taking my shirt off because I got the Spawn Till You Die shirt on, and it was requested by one of the viewers. Oh, look at this. Do you like this? Does this make you feel good or not? The opposite.
Yeah. ASMR, it's different. It's kind of disturbing to me at times.
It's disturbing.
I like the visual ones. This one, where it's they maybe are raking sand and it's very symmetrical.
You know what I hate is mukbang. Have you had that? Seen that?
No.
It's where people eat food, like a lot of food.
Okay.
Like a lot of noodles or something, just a huge plate of noodles, and then they video themselves just. And apparently somebody likes that. Like a lot of people. A lot of people.
The algorithm doesn't give me that, so.
Yeah, that's not good. All right,
colors are pretty.
I love the soap thing. This is from ASMR Soap. They're one of the best at this thing. She makes these incredible, like this. I mean, she makes all of this soap.
And then she destroys it.
And then she destroys it. She has different colored nail polish, depending on the video. It's a big production value of this thing. So if you like this kind of stuff, I highly recommend it. Also, were you trying to scrape some of the soap there?
No, I was trying to show you that I have purplish kind of
look at
sparkly
that.
polish on today.
Wow, those are nice.
Thank you.
Maybe you should crush some soap for us tonight.
Maybe I should.
Yeah.
I'll have to go get some.
Howard and Ronan is here. Hoy, Howard. So
Hey,
glad
Howard.
to see you. I have heard some rumors about Howard, which I am not going to disclose on this program, I'll tell you. Just vague
we're gonna make
rumors.
some up.
Let's make up some rumors about Howard. Howard
I've
is
heard
going to
that
space.
Oh, is he? Really?
That's the rumor I'm making up. He's going to space.
Very cool.
Yeah. You got any rumors you want to make up?
Well, now I want to hear more. I was going to say Howard's sleeping around. That's what I heard.
That's
over
what
here
it
in
is.
Michigan.
Don't tell his wife.
Yeah, don't.
Don't say it publicly, whatever you do.
Okay.
Look behind us. This is a live eagle's nest in an undisclosed location. This is
Looks
happening
like Lake
now.
Tahoe.
Oh, don't tell anybody where it is. People are going to go there and steal the eagle eggs. Holy Boney. Cluster fan. Howard got his Kundalini unblocked. That's what happened. He got his Kundalini unblocked.
I think I'm going to start a rumor. You have to get your Kundalini unblocked to become a comedian. That's why we're all so screwed up.
That could be it. It could be that we
Right.
all have our Kundalini, or we could be blocked. Maybe we need some
That's
pumpkin.
true.
I hear pumpkin helps.
That's true.
Ooh, Cluster fan came up with some new trivia question. A new trivia. Well, we'll get to that. Keep it under wraps. Howard acquired a pet peacock. These are all the rumors. The neighbors think he's strangling babies. See? All right, so now is the time I'm going to show you this rant. I did a rant about, I was feeling really fed up about the injustice in the world that is portrayed on the television. I don't know if you watch any of this like news cycle that goes on.
I try and stay away from it, but I'm interested to hear your rant.
All right, let's do this thing. This is the... Wait, I heard Howard's Kundalini moved into a peacock. Well, that's interesting. Not English, but interesting. All right, here we go. Hello, everybody. Joel Marshall here. So great to be in this venue. I have been watching the news, and I'm done. I am done with it. I have had enough. Today, there was a thing where Donald Trump, for the entire week, they've been saying they're going to seize his assets. They're going to seize his assets. They're going to take Trump Tower, and he's going to have to pay $400 million, or they kept saying $500 million, almost $500 million, in order to get them to stop. And there's no way he's going to get the money. They've been talking about this for weeks on end, and the deadline finally came today. There was a little article in the New York Times saying, yeah, the judge decided that he doesn't have to pay $400 million. Yank! They're just yanking our chain. They're like, justice is going to be served. Here's some horrible thing that's happening in the world, and justice is going to be served. Here's some terrible thing that people are doing, and justice is going to be served. And you know what? Justice is never served. Sometimes they impeach the president, like they impeached Bill Clinton after he did some horrible things, but nothing happened. He was still president. They impeach Donald Trump. Nothing happens. They impeach him again. Nothing happens. We spent years watching something called the Mueller Report, which was like a reality program with no fun and no contests or anything, just some guy that we never heard of before who supposedly was going over some kind of records. And it turns out it was for no reason at all. And then we get emails from all these people in Congress asking for our money so that they will do the right thing and some kind of justice will be served. But justice is never served. And why do we watch it? They're selling Ozempic, and they're selling Prevagen, and they're selling all these pharmaceutical drugs, and we're supposed to buy it, and we can't even afford it. I don't know what happened. Seems like I used to have all kinds of free time. Now, the only free time I have, I watch this crap on the TV, and it doesn't even matter what channel you watch. It's all infuriating. It's totally infuriating, and it's designed to be infuriating because that's how they sell more commercials, and that's how they get more people to donate to these politicians who then go buy a Mercedes for their wife who killed somebody, or maybe these judges who go off on a yacht with some rich person who has special interests, and he gets a house and no justice is served, because that is the justice. That's the highest level of justice, is total injustice. And so what are we supposed to do? Just keep watching it and keep feeling like there is nothing that makes sense in the world. And then we see these people with billions of dollars saying these atrocious things on all this social media, and we all get so hopped up and so crazy about it, but it does nothing. All it does is keep feeding into everybody's anxieties. So what do? We start meditating. We're like, I am going to meditate this away. I'm going to take time because it's all my fault that I am so messed up from the high gas prices and the high grocery prices, that I'm just going to sit and meditate. I am going to live in the moment. I am going to be so in the moment that nothing is going to bother me. The past is not going to bother me. The future is not going to bother me because I am going to be in the present because time is a construct. It's something that we made up. There is no time. Well, you know what? There is time because time is just a way to measure the movement of molecules. I was over there a few minutes ago. Now I'm here. That's time. That was before. This is now. And now is going to totally change. There is not one now because the molecules are constantly moving. They're constantly moving. My hand right now is moving. This tree is moving. There are molecules in my body that are keeping this, sustaining this person here named Joel Marshall. Eventually, they won't be able to clump together in this way. They will not be able to make a Joel Marshall. So I only have so much time, and I am not going to waste it on watching the news. I am going to waste it by watching Joel Marshall's Lunch Therapy. Yes. Welcome to Joel Marshall's Lunch Therapy, where maybe you can get some sense of justice. I'm going to watch this show. I'm going to watch Seth Word on Hollywood Boulevard doing his live sidewalk surfing or whatever he does. I'm going to watch Mike Perkins, another late show tonight. I am going to watch podcasts by Kaida. I'm going to watch all the great things. Joel Byar's comedy. I'm going to watch everybody. I'm going to watch Judy Carter do her comedy. I'm going to see all the things that are good in the world and stop being on this crazy news cycle. They can take their news and they can just take it and they can throw it in the pool. That's all. In fact, I'm going to throw myself in the pool. Yes, that was your break from the crap, Todd.
Hey, Joel, couldn't agree more. But it's the first time you've had a rant on all that. And I want to know, like, how did the appeals court come down? You know, it's like all these briefs are online, yet we don't get to see any of this information. And what the F?
I know. It's enraging. And I think like that crazy Joel Marshall rant guy said, it's like, what's the point? I don't know. Just seems to be just a waste.
I'll give you another rant. I'm getting allergy shots, and they made me get an EpiPen.
Yeah.
It's like I gotta wait after I get the shots a half an hour, and these EpiPens with insurance cost me $250. They gave me two. They said, keep one at home and keep one in your purse. And it's like, oh, now you're telling me where to put these damn things. And, I kept asking, do I really need this? I wait a half an hour after you give me, and it's like, well, you never know. It could happen anytime. And then I come to find out when I pick those things up, they have an expiration date.
Oh, no. No.
So when I went back to get my next shot, it's like, don't tell me I have to get, new pens every year. This is ridiculous.
Of course.
And they said, oh no, if like a year from now, if you haven't had a reaction, then you don't need them. So it's like just a CYA. Had to get them just in case.
Oh my God. Yes. I like that rant too. Sometimes you got to rant. Sometimes you got to get it out. Point is end stage capitalism. That's a good point.
Just put them in jail.
You
That's
can't
it.
Just and you know what? Janelle has a good point. Yeah, just buy one.
I know. Well, that's exactly. It's like, why couldn't I just have one? And you don't get an answer. Just pay your money and shut up. That's what they
do
want.
it. It's ridiculous. All right. Well, that was a shark. That was a cool shark, by the way. All right, so now we're doing comedians talking space. This is not really space. What did he say? Try not to expend your valuable energy on things you cannot change. Interesting. I like that. Todd Lee. Todd Lee, I want to tell you there's a solar eclipse coming. It's on April 8th. Has anybody ever been having a day and then all of a sudden there's a solar eclipse and it gets dark? Have you ever had that, Pam?
No, never. Always fooled when we were kids. Here, get your box and your piece of paper and cut a hole in it, or wear special glasses.
Yeah.
And I always was waiting for it to be complete darkness.
I think it
But
would
I
be
guess,
so cool if we're just like all going around in our life and all of a sudden it gets dark.
yeah,
That would be rad. And then it gets light again.
that would be very cool. It only lasts a few minutes, but I've never been, I guess, in the path.
Yeah. So Todd, Jason says, Todd is saying, try not to expend your valuable energy on those things you cannot change. It's so Todd. So Todd, I appreciate that, Todd. Sometimes you feel like you have to, like they're making you, but they're not. They're not. Okay, look at this. This is the path of the solar eclipse. So it's going to go through, if anybody's in this path, I would like them to do a roving reporter where they're going, okay, eclipse is coming, and then it gets dark. I challenge anyone to do the roving reporter in the eclipse, in the darkness of the eclipse. I would love to see that.
I'll see if I can make it down to Indianapolis that day.
You think so? Is that possible?
It
That
is
would be
possible.
awesome. That
Yeah,
would be
it's not
so
far.
cool if we could see an actual eclipse on this show. I think that would just blow my mind. Matt Wright says, yes, eclipses always help me when I go back in time and the vicious locals are about to kill me. And then the sun goes away and they cower in fear. It is a great way. If you know when it's happening, you can be the master of time, space, and dimension for just a moment. And people will really be afraid of you. Todd Lee says, we had one here in the Pacific Northwest in the 70s. Remember, I made a shoebox viewer for it to protect my eyes. We were just talking about that. I also have done that. But I've never had it where it got dark. Did it get dark? I don't know. It's interesting. They made a big deal out of it. It's sort of like the news, which we're not going to talk about on the show anymore because this is a no news show. This is only a good news show, actually, a broken news show. In fact, I got some broken news. Scheduled meeting with the IRS in Dallas on April 8th. Yeah, they'll be scared. They'll be so scared. Broken news time. Where's Pam? Come on in.
I'm right here.
Oh, good. Okay, broken news. I just want to sing. That's the first news item. And according to a recent poll, this is some good news. This is not ranting. This is the good stuff, as they say. I just want to sing. According to a recent poll, first of all, if anybody knows what movie this is from, tell us now, because I'm sure lots of people do. So, according to a recent poll, Americans prioritize creativity over fame or fortune when it comes to how they want to be remembered. The survey, which involved 2,000 U.S. adults, revealed that 31% of the respondents would rather leave their mark through creativity, compared to 14% who prefer wealth and 10% who prioritized humanitarian efforts. Interestingly, 79% of those surveyed consider themselves creative. 72% expressed a desire to engage in creative activities more frequently. Creative outlets such as writing, painting, drawing were cited as ways to alleviate stress. Despite this, 77% admitted they would explore their creativity more if they had greater confidence in their abilities. The study encourages unlocking more creativity and emphasizes that it extends beyond traditional definitions of success. Well, there you go. What do you think about that, Pam?
Sorry, I logged in on my other computer to try and see if I could join in the chat. So,
oh my God, I want you to join in the chat. It's okay, but you'll get weird audio and it'll be like behind.
well,
So
no,
good luck with that.
I turned the audio off on that computer so that I wouldn't get that feedback. But I kind of confused my brain because it was different.
That's a good point. It's okay. I caught you. I totally caught you. Genielle says Life of Brian. I'm thinking Life of Brian or Holy Grail. I'm not sure. Maybe Claster fan knows. Todd Lee says it got more like dusk, though, not a total blackout. Interesting. Use precaution while traveling to see totality. So I think I'm going to go with Holy Grail because it seems more medieval. But
in the picture, more medieval.
Yeah, it looks more medieval, right? Okay, here's another good one now. You can go ahead and check your email, Pam, while I tell you this one, because I'm not going to quiz you afterwards. No, I didn't send you an email. Did you think that I sent you an email? I was just kidding.
Yeah. Okay.
Bookstore comeback. I talked about this last week about bookstores and how they're going away, but apparently they're not. It's been a resurgence of bookstores in the United States, highlighting Barnes & Noble's expansion with 31 new stores opening. The trend is not limited to corporate chains. Independent bookshops are also thriving. The revival is attributed to the increase in book sales during the pandemic, which has continued post-pandemic. The majority of the retail bookstores in the U.S. are now attributed to small stores, and this pattern is observed globally. So there you go. Hey, look at this. This is a cool avatar. Katana, yo, you, what up? Well, how are we doing today? We're doing great. Katana, it's a person from Twitch. I love seeing people from Twitch. So much fun. Claster fan says good bookstores are returning. Good bookstores are returning. Yeah. And good bookstores are returning. All depends on how you say it. Bookstore Comeback is my new band. Mama J is here. Yes. So glad to see Mama J. That's wonderful news. Aha, you are logged in now, Pam Palmieri. She's in the chat room and on the screen.
Yeah, I figured it out, and there is a little bit of a delay, but I don't know if that's,
I think that, that'll really mess you up, Pam. It'll really mess you up. But I invite you to turn down your radio and join in. Okay, here, one more. Super bus driver. So check this story out. This bus driver saved a busload of kids.
In New Orleans, a courageous and calm bus driver managed to get her students off of her bus just moments before it went up in flames. The close call was caught on camera. ABC's Gio Benitez has the full story.
I put my motherhood on. I have a child, so I thought about them kids like it was my own child.
A mother's instinct. That's what Kia Rusev credits with saving her own life and the lives of the 9 kids she was driving on this bus before it went up in flames.
Whoa! She saved all the kids.
We just sent EMS to this location. A couple of the kids want to get checked out.
We could have lost our lives. That's what I've been thinking about. Like, it's like every time I look at the pictures, it's like, wow, my seat was the first thing that caught on fire.
Whoa.
The hero's actions all caught on camera. The 28-year-old says she first knew something was off when the bus started losing power.
The bus started acting crazy and started jerking and going real slow.
Take a look. As she pulls over, a bystander runs and lets her know that flames were coming from underneath the bus. Kia quickly gathering the group of kindergarten through 8th grade students and leading them off and away from the bus.
I just had to stay calm for the kids because they was crying and running up the street, and I had to get them together. Like, make sure they were straight.
Within moments of her making sure everyone was off, the entire front of the bus was engulfed. Kia's employer calling her actions courage on wheels.
I was just glad that I was being a hero to the kids and being a hero to myself by getting them off the bus real quickly.
That is a great story.
That was ABC's Gio Benitez reporting. Investigators believe a faulty alternator.
Heartwarming story. Faulty alternator. That was it. Wow, that was incredible. Got to watch your alternators. Your faulty alternators. Faulty. That's my new band, Matt. Faulty alternators. Classer fan. She saved the kids' lives. What a heartwarming story. See? There's good news out there. Great work, bus driver. Send a round of applause for that bus driver. You know what time it is? Game show time. Ooh. We got a good one today. Hope everybody will join in. We got a good crowd today. Let's see if you can win the contest, Pam. You already won I think you run a t-shirt that has not arrived yet, still on its way, right? Didn't you?
Yeah, I won a t-shirt before, so I was just razzing you.
This time I don't know what you're going to win. Who knows? Love our library. Faulty Alternators is a way better band name. It's pretty good. All right, let's get into this thing. This is the quiz. It's called Comedian Quotes. This is one of our favorite quizzes on the show, where we give you a quote from a comedian, and then we give you 4 comedian names, and you have to guess which one said the quote.
Okay.
All right, so this is very apropos. Todd Lee says faulty alternator or faulty heated seat. Always wondered when my seat would just melt from the seat heater. Interesting. I don't know. That's a pretty luxury bus if they're heating the driver's seat, right? Maybe. I heard it was a new bus. Got to stay away from those faulty alternators. Okay, hummingbirds versus Pam Palmieri, comedian quotes. There's 4 comedians, so you can just choose one of them. And I don't know, the chat room might choose all of them, so you win if you choose the right one. But if you choose the wrong one and they choose the right one, they win. Someday we'll get a better system, but this is what we got. Boney's working on it. He's in the lab working on a better system. Okay, there's nothing stronger than a broken woman who has rebuilt herself.
Lucille Ball.
Lucille Ball. All right, what's the chat room say? Well, look, chat. I never understood heating the seats in your car till I moved to Michigan. Matt Wright says Seinfeld. He's trying to get the lead on it. I think he's trying to get the lead. Lucille Ball, Pam says. All right. And why do you think Lucille Ball?
She was just so way ahead of her time,
She really was.
advocating for women. So that's why.
How is it being a female comedian in Michigan?
Most of it's kind of interesting, Joel, because years ago I wouldn't have been a comedian just because of the misogyny.
Mhm.
It still exists,
Mhm.
but it's getting better, and the men are listening now, or some of them. I was at a show Saturday, and 4 women walked out after 2 young, dumb, blankety blank boys were. It's like, what part of you didn't see that they were upset?
Yeah.
But
You got to be aware of your audience. You got to be aware of your audience, right?
yeah. And some of the men didn't understand it because I brought it up, and a couple of the men asked me about it because they don't understand, but they wanted to. So times are changing. We'll see.
We went and saw that clown, Red Bastard. I keep talking about him. I think he's fantastic. But he also challenged the audience, but not in a way with filthy words or anything like that, or any kind of misogyny or something like that. But he was challenging the audience with very difficult morality questions and then asking people to tell stories. But the thing about him is you felt like, even though he was the Red Bastard, even though he was being mischievous, he kind of had us. He was holding us. You know what I mean? There was not going to be anything that was going to happen to somebody that they were going to be totally publicly humiliated. He went up to the line, but it also had a good message, I think, in the end. Claster fan says Joan Rivers, he sees her saying this. Matt says, read the room. Exactly, read the room.
Yes.
And the winner is, let's see what it is. It is not Lucille Ball. It is not Roseanne Barr. It is not Joan Rivers. It's Hannah Gadsby.
Oh, wow.
The only person who got that was, guess who got it?
Who got it?
Lopez.
Kamala, of course.
She got it.
Wow.
Amazing. All right, next one. And I did not tell her the answer. I do not tell her the answers to these. In fact, I do the reverse. I tell her the wrong answers. That's what I do. And she still seems to pull it out. All right, I never really thought of myself as depressed so much as paralyzed by hope. Wanda Sykes, Maria Bamford, Sarah Silverman, Robin Williams. Do you know?
I'm going to say Wanda Sykes.
Wanda Sykes. All right.
Yeah.
Good guess.
It is a guess.
Well, that's, unless you heard them say it. But, it could be a very famous quote from this person. I don't know.
It could. It seems like a Wanda Sykes.
It does. Let's see what other people say. Sarah Silverman, Robin Williams. Kamala says Maria Bamford. Todd says Sarah Silverman. Okay, it's time to find out. And let's see. Oh, it's between Maria Bamford and Robin Williams. And the winner is, drum roll, please. Oh, that's not a drum roll. Oh, Maria Bamford.
Oh.
You know Maria Bamford?
No, I don't.
We gotta
Now I have
get.
to look.
We're going to have to get her on the show. She is hilarious. She is a really hilarious comedian, but very raw. I mean, very like personal. Somebody told me that she used to get people on Craigslist to come over to her house and pay them to listen to her comedy and tell her what was funny. I mean,
Really?
Yeah. Just even inviting people from Craigslist over your house. That's bold.
That's the scary part.
But then then doing your routine for them, that'd be weird. Don't forget to score 1 for the hummingbirds. Oh my God. Yes.
Actually, that's
Boney,
2 for the hummingbirds.
Boney, come on. Come on, Boney. Jeez. Yeah, they've gotten 2. Maria Bamford is amazing. She is really amazing. She wrote a book recently about joining cults, I think.
Really?
Yeah, it's really funny. Just a funny thing. Great job, Kamala. She's kicking ass. Kamala's kicking ass. She needs her own scoreboard. All right, here's another one. Do your thing and don't care if they like it.
That sounds like an Amy Schumer.
Interesting. Ellen DeGeneres, Drew Barrymore, Tina Fey, Amy Schumer. Sounds like an Amy Schumer. There's a whole section on Craigslist for inviting strangers over to your house. Oh, wow. Dangerous section.
Look that up.
Inviting strangers into your house. As usual, Kamala has put the tea, is carrying us all. Let's see, what does she say now? So you said Amy Schumer. Kamala says Amy Schumer.
Said Amy Schumer. So,
Mama J says, I don't care. She doesn't care if they like it. She doesn't care if they said it. She's taking the advice of this comedian. Todd Lee says Drew Barrymore. Drew Barrymore doesn't care. She doesn't care about the SAG strike either, apparently. All right. Let's go. Let's do this thing. Let's see who said it. Who said it? So far we have, what do we have here? We have Amy Schumer, Drew Barrymore, and then you say Amy Schumer. So let's see.
I say Amy Schumer, yeah.
Ellen is gone. Oh, Amy Schumer's gone. Between Drew Barrymore and Tina Fey. Wow. No one got that one. No points given. No points lost, no points given. As we say here in the Lunch Therapy Game Show. It's a zero-sum game. Do you know what that means? I never understand the phrase, it's a zero-sum game. It's been explained to me.
I don't know what that means.
It's been explained to me.
I don't think I've ever heard it.
It's been explained to me, and I just do not. It goes in one ear, out the other. I don't even know what it means. Okay, laugh loudly, laugh often, and most importantly, laugh at yourself. Louis
George
C.K.,
Carlin.
Carol Burnett, George Carlin, Chelsea Handler. Okay, you say George Carlin. All right, we'll see what the chat room says. And chat room says Carol Burnett. Seems like a good one. Todd Lee says Carol Burnett.
Oh, yeah.
Matt says, do we think Tina Fey will succeed Lorne Michaels? That's interesting. Is there talk of that? Taking over SNL? Tina Fey? Wow. You heard it here on Lunch Therapy. See? The news. It's all interesting here. George Carlin. You say George Carlin. Mama J says George Carlin. Todd Lee says Carol. Kamala says Carol Burnett. Does seem like, and Matt Wright says Carol Burnett. All right, let's see. Here we go. It is not Louis C.K. It is not George Carlin. Uh-oh, not George Carlin. It's either Carol Burnett or Chelsea Handler. Let's see if anybody got points. And the winner is, drum roll please, Chelsea Handler. Can you believe it? No one got that one. Wow. Okay, so 2-0.
Hummingbirds are humming today.
They're humming. And you know what? I think we got to move out of this because we got to do peacocks because we can't just not do peacocks. That would be crazy. I got to tell you, weirdest thing happened. We have Kate Gemmel who does the animal section of the show. She's up there in Seattle. She just got accepted to the University of Washington. She's, our intern. I'm with you, Todd Lee. Let's see. Would love to see Tina take that position, just as I'd love to see a female president. Tina Fey for president. We're totally feeling you. Tina Fey should be president, is what we've decided. Okay, so now it's time for peacocks. You got your peacock facts ready?
I do.
You do? Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna do peacocks, and then we're gonna dance this sucker out. That's what we're gonna do. Peacocks. Class your fan has to save this question for next week, and I gotta contact old class your fan there. I'm totally behind. All right, there we go. There's some peacocks. The peacock. Oh, the story that I never told because I got distracted is I was thinking, because Guignel sent me those peacocks from Hollywood Forever Cemetery, that I should tell Kate that she should do peacocks this week. And I never sent the email, and I never called her, and damned if she didn't do peacocks this week. On her own. Just on her own. Not prompted.
I love peacocks.
You do? Oh my God.
Yes.
Can you tell me any facts that you love about peacocks? Because this is the factual portion of the show.
Well, it's just interesting to me because, as you sent that information to me and I was looking at it, it's like, oh, you can own a peacock. They're not that expensive.
You can.
Upkeep and, caring for them. And that's, I think, the hard part.
Yeah.
How do you get them to the vet? That's what I want to know.
How do you get them to the vet? I think you just let them be peacocks. I hear that they live in captivity up to how many years? Does anybody know? No, they live up to 50 years. 50
Which
years.
is amazing.
When domesticated.
Yeah, so you'd have to provide for them in your will if you owned them. Yeah. So I guess they're really good in a garden or in an agricultural area, but they're not so great. They're destructive in cities.
And they make a lot of noise, according to our chat room. I'm believing them. They sound like you're strangling a baby. Todd said something just more disgusting about it, but apparently it's loud and your neighbors will hate you. Neil says there are no consequences. Oh, coincidences.
Coincidences.
The fact that I said consequences is no coincidence, No coincidence. There are no coincidences.
Well, they do lay eggs, to answer Matt's question, and people do eat them, and they're supposed to be just as nutritious as other eggs, and I guess they're considered a delicacy. But I found it interesting they can lay up to 6 eggs at a time.
Yeah, but why work so hard? Why work so hard if you're a peacock?
True.
Strangled Baby is a good name for a band. That's not a good name for a band, by the way. That's, actually a terrible name for a band. Strangled Baby. I'm going to get a peacock as an emotional support animal and take it on the plane with me. Going to name it Bob. I would like to see that. I would like to see video of that. The term peacock actually only applies to males. So we should have said we're doing peacocks and peahens because females are called peahens.
Or peafowls.
Yeah, but that sounds like something in soccer,
It does.
Sometimes pea is foul, but that usually has to do with something you ate. Oftentimes it is peas. So that's, kind of brings it around. There are no coincidences, right? There are no consequences. These omelets aren't going to make themselves. That's right. Imagine if you had some peacock omelet. That would be special. There are four different species of peacock. 2 are Asian, 1 is African, and the other is a television network that sells things like car insurance and Prevagen. Right? These birds are most comfortable in forest and rainforest environments.
And did you know they sleep in trees?
They do. They sleep in trees. How do they even get up there? I guess they can fly up there.
That's why they can fly up to 300 feet, so they can get up in the trees.
Yeah, it is stunning. These are beautiful, beautiful animals. Um,
And they're very social, which is so interesting. So you can't just get one peacock, you got to get three.
oh, because they'll be lonely?
Right, right. They'll harass the neighbors.
What is a group of peacocks called?
You know, I read that somewhere. I forget.
They're called a
Harem.
peafowl. A group of peafowl are called a harem. Peahens, a group of peahens, just peahens, is called a bevy, a muster, or a party.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's always a party when there are no males in the group. Right?
So here's an interesting fact. Peahens are not monogamous. So in the wild, they have at least a minimum of 2 partners. And the males can handle as many as 5 female partners. So they're slutty. They're slutty animals.
They're slutty. Well, they're bigamists, I think.
Okay.
And
Well,
you
here's
know,
the thing.
if you've ever seen the show Big Love, you know it's anything but comfortable.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I haven't
Having
seen
like
that show.
multiple wives or husbands is just not recommended.
No, it'd be too confusing.
It's weird.
So you know
yeah, go
they
ahead.
grow new feathers every year.
That's why we can have peacock feathers, and it's not like a problem, right?
I guess that's it. I love how their plumage. Look how iridescent their
love
feathers are.
Anything
It's like the-
iridescent, I love it. I love it. All right, well, this has been Peacocks, unless there's more. I mean, there's the thing about the wingspan, which is 4.9 feet wide. So I don't know if they.
Well, here's another interesting fact.
Yeah.
They don't grow their tails until they're about 2 years old, and their tails take about 4 years before they're fully grown.
And
maybe
their
that's
tail.
why-
Oh, what? Maybe that's why what?
That people don't own them as much because they get them and they don't grow the tail for 4 years and they get frustrated.
They like take it back to the store, the peacock store.
Yeah,
Yeah.
abandon their peacock.
Did you know that the tail is called a train?
I did see that. That's interesting.
And that's weird because a train is also called a train. So it's got to
That
be
is
confusing for the peacocks.
It's very.
Maybe they're like, look out, a train is coming. And they're like, oh no, I just meant my tail. Yeah. How many peacocks are killed by trains every year is what the big question is.
That is a big question.
Are you ready to dance? Are you ready to dance this show out?
Let's dance.
Thanks for being on the show today, Pam.
Thanks.
You know, full disclosure. You know, I love it when people say full disclosure because it just really means nothing. I don't know what it means. It means like, I'm not going to lie. Is that? I'm not going to lie. No, I just wanted to say Pam used to be my boss. Remember that when you were my boss?
I do. And I'll say this. You were a pleasure compared to so many of the others.
I was?
Yes. You showed up. If you had, remember it was like a big deal, like let people go on auditions and all of that. But you were very respectful of the time, whereas some people weren't.
I do remember one time I went to an audition and just kind of snuck back into the place, and you were like, Joel, we know you were gone, right? Because I was gone for like a while. You're like, Joel, I just want to say, we know you were gone.
Yeah,
you were awfully nice about it. You were super nice about it.
Well, good, because you weren't a repeat offender. I mean, there were people, Joel. Remember we had the parking cards? They would come in late and they would lie on their
and you had the obvious.
All they would do is say, well, so-and-so's doing. It's like, look, this is just about you. And don't you know HR can pull those records and then you'll be fired? And then what are you going to say?
They're like little kids. They
were.
He did it. He's always late.
You were joyful to work with.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. But now we're both comedians. So what do you know? You never know what's going to happen in life. You never know.
You just don't. It's a journey.
Matt says, why did the peacock cross the road? Matt, you're now going to have to follow that up. Guinel said that's...
Actually, I have an answer for that.
You do?
Ruffle their feathers on the other side.
Oh, look at that. You got an answer.
There you
I
go.
love that. All right, let's get this thing going. This has been Lunch
let's
Therapy,
dance.
inspired by Hollywood Forever Cemetery and their peacocks. Let's get it on. Let's dance this thing out. You ready to dance? Let's do this.
Let's go.
This is a song that I picked for last week. We had Peter Murphy on the show. He was from Florida, but I thought it was too on the nose. So here we go. A song by Florida. Let's do this thing.
Let me talk to him.
Where's Pam?
Let me talk to him. Come on. So they got them apple bottom jeans. Boots with the fur.
This is called The Connection. You can hire them for your next
She
gig.
hit the floor. Next thing you know, so they got low. I ain't never seen nothing that'll make me go this crazy. All night spinning my dough. Had $1 million vibe in a bottle of gold. Them birthday cakes, they stole the show. So sexual, she was flexible, professional, drinking X and O. Hold up, wait a minute, do I see what I think I will? Did I think I seen Shorty get low? Ain't the same when it's up that close. Make it rain, I'm making it snow. Work the pole, I got the bankroll. I'ma say that I prefer them no clothes. I'm into that, I love women exposed. She threw it back at me, I gave her more. Cash ain't a problem, I know where it goes. So they got them apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur. The whole club was looking at her. She hit the floor. Next thing you know, shawty got low. Them baggy sweatpants in the
Woo! See y'all next week. Or this week.
Yes,
See y'all
right.
this week. This Friday.